It's Brian Preston, the money guy.
All right, we have Emma Kay, and she is on YouTube. She says, as a new homeowner, we are reconsidering our emergency fund. How much money should we have on hand? Is 3 to 6 months still enough in the time of coronavirus?
So we don't have any context, though, because we don't know how old Emma is.
No, she did not say. They just bought a new home.
Okay, I'll just give some general advice, because
Sure.
that way this content will be a little more evergreen, too, because COVID is such a unique...
It is.
I mean, and by the way, COVID years, by the way, I feel like we have, dog years is 1 year is 7 years. I feel like COVID years is somehow similar to that, is because this year is just, it's lasting. So that's why when you say 3 to 6 months, heck, in COVID years, that's a lot.
It's a long time.
That's a long time to take into account. But here's what we talk about. First, why do we talk about 3 to 6 months? It's really, we're worried about catastrophic stuff like losing your job. I mean, Lord knows this is a unique time. If you're somebody who could get a job very quickly because you're in a very in-demand, this is your engineers, your kind of your STEM jobs. I think it's okay to be as lean as 3 months. If you're somebody very specialized, your job's just not in your area, you don't have a lot of opportunities, or you have your one income household and, but you have, a spouse that's at home and kids that are at home, you probably do need to have 6 months. And then look, the older you get and the closer you are to relying upon your investments and your savings, that number does expand out to 18 to 36 months, because I do have retirees. Once you're officially living on this money, you're worried about, hey, what happens if this situation we're in right now with COVID and everything else that's going on, what if this drags out for longer than I thought it would? You don't want to get caught having to sell assets that are supposed to be appreciating but maybe are struggling at the wrong time. So that's why when you're younger, you can be lean. But as you get older and as more responsibilities are pulling upon your back pocket and your purse, you want to make sure you have the margin to be safe, because you don't want to just count on this money to be there and then it's not there. So 3 to 6 months, but realize when you get closer to retirement, it might very well be 18 to 36 months.
Yeah, that was a great answer. You have to assess where you are, right? Like, you have to figure out what your risk is and how quickly you can replace that income. So thanks for that question, Emma.
Well, and it's also, just to add, because I people who make really high incomes, you're not going to be able to replace that job very easily at all.
Yeah.
You're probably going to have to move. So there's even more expenses associated when you get into those 6-figure positions. Take that stuff into account when you're trying to figure out what your emergency reserves needs to be.
Yep.